Hey guys, welcome back to ELA 7 Virtual Edition. This is Tuesday, April 28th, right? Yes, Tuesday, April 28th. The days are just flying by. I don't know if it feels the same way for you, but it does for me. All right, today's video should be, unless I get really super windy, pretty short because we don't have a whole lot going on today and you should understand how to do all of it. So let's get started with our preview. So today we're working on vocabulary list 24 this week. So today is Tuesday, the second day of the week. So that means it's story day. We also have Reading Plus that we need to be working on. And of course, as always, feel free to read to your heart's content. All right, so vocab list 24. I just want to remind you that it's really important that you read carefully in the story. Especially, I mentioned yesterday in the video that like the words effervescent and gregarious are super close in definition and meaning, and you know the types of people that you would describe as either one of them are very similar. So it's going to be really important that you use context clues in the story to help you figure out which word needs to be used where. And it's also important that you read the story so that you know that, you know, when you get to, let's say, when you get to purge, for instance, do you need to make it past tense? Do you need to put an ED on the end of it? The only way to know that is to read the rest of the sentence. And if you don't read the rest of the sentence and you just throw purge on the line, then you miss half a point. Like, that's just silly. Just read the sentence and then you don't lose half a point. Makes sense, right? Speaking of which, if you've misspelled a word, and I cannot tell you how many people are just misspelling words because they're just not paying attention, or because they've made their font way too small and they can't see that they inverted the letters, but somehow I've managed to blow it up big enough that I can see it. So make sure that you're checking for misspellings, proofreading, basically, doing your work carefully and well. That's the key here. And then in the super challenge in the end, make sure that you actually use the vocabulary word. There's at least one person like every single week who just doesn't use the vocabulary words. They're just like, I'm just going to write an ending to the story, but I'm not going to use the vocab words, which is kind of the point of the exercise. So please make sure that you actually use the vocabulary words, write an ending that makes sense. So again, read the story so that you can write an ending that makes sense. And then finally, use context clues. And in this case, when I say use context clues, I mean write context clues that are going to show me that you know the meaning of the word and you didn't just go, let's see, emulate verb. So just, I emulated that. You emulated the situation? How did you do that? How did you try to be like the situation? That doesn't make any sense, right? So make sure that you are including context clues that show me that you know what the word means, okay? All right, so that gets us through our story. So once you finish your story and turn that in, that needs to be done by midnight tonight. Please do some Reading Plus, okay? Please do some Reading Plus. So your vocab story should take you hopefully, 15 to 30 minutes. So then just spend another 15 to 30 minutes and knock out a Reading Plus story, maybe a vocab to go with it. Get started on this early and spend time on it, okay? I went through yesterday and explained how all of that scoring works. So if you're still not sure, still didn't understand, it's in the lesson notes. You can go back and read it to make sure that you understand how this is being scored and that this is a big deal, okay? So please work on some Reading Plus today. And that brings us to our recap. Today, you need to do vocab story 24 by midnight, work on some Reading Plus, and as always, spend some time in a book. Happy Tuesday, and we'll see you again tomorrow.